I ain't doing this one. We can have all the fun we want with these video games and this showcase, these fantasy matchups like Offensica versus Bubba Ray and Diva. I'm not doing shtick about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. That's a little too volatile. And it's way too personal for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins came up together in the Shield. And Seth Rollins took it upon himself to disband the Shield by blindsiding Roman Reigns with a chair. At WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns, in the main event of WrestleMania, was about to win the WWE title when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank and stole the main event, the match, and the title from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns lost the undisputed championship after almost 4 years, the greatest title reign of all time, to Cody Rhodes. Not because Cody Rhodes was the better man, but because Seth Rollins was right there. And the seduction, the bloodlust that Roman Reigns had for that moment of revenge was too much for Roman Reigns to give up. And for the first time in Roman Reigns' life, he took his eye off the ball for that much time and smashed Seth Rollins with a chair, the same way Seth did a decade earlier to Roman. And that moment gave Cody Rhodes all he needed to end the most historic title reign in WWE history. I'm supposed to do shtick about Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for a showcase? I mean, it's smart, because the next time Roman Reigns steps into the ring with Seth Rollins will be the last time Seth Rollins steps into a ring. Next time Roman Reigns gets his hands on Seth Rollins, you won't have your architect anymore. You won't have your visionary anymore. You won't have your revolutionary anymore. You will have your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, but you'll never again have Seth freaking Rollins. Roman Reigns will put an end to Seth Rollins and WWE. And then the only way you'll ever be able to see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins will be in the WWE 2K25 showcase. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins from the 2022 Royal Rumble. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Oh, this was so good. This was so bloody good. The build-up, the dredging up of all the history that Heyman was just talking about. Roman trying to be his calm, composed self, but Seth getting into his head, and even down to the fact that Roman would come out first for this match. Seth would then come through the crowd in the Shield gear to the Shield music, just continuing those mind games, continuing to take Roman out of his element, and then we would have, it was always going to be a good match between these two. We'll see if we can recreate that or not Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here once again with INTERWRESTLING, and we are not in Universe today. We are back with Showcase mode, and my god, are we back with a banger with this match. Showcase coming towards its end now, which is a bit of a shame, but fear not, because we are getting slowly now into the swing of things. We have had a Raw in our Universe mode, a SmackDown Extra, which for those of you who haven't seen it and don't know, is a little 5 to 10 minute show just to break up Raw and SmackDown, essentially giving me a bit more time to try and plan out what's going to happen on the Raw and SmackDown shows, but also giving you a little insight into the way our wrestlers in that Universe mode are outside of the ring, and it gives us a place to start building and breaking relationships and different things like that, and not have that take up time on the main shows, if that makes sense. So we're getting well into that now, and as much as I've said in the past, this is going to be the end game, this is going to be the end game, this is going to be the end game. VCW was going to be that. It was going to be that end game, only someone put a question into my fragile mind of what happens if 2K takes away Create an Arena, takes away Create a title, and this, that and the other. Essentially, there would then be no VCW, which made me lose heart in it, because for me, I like to build things and continue to build things and continue to build things from the ground up, as Roman got rolled up by Seth there. But at least there's a point, there has to be a point to it. Whereas now, like I've said before, I don't ever see a time where in a wrestling game there's not going to be Create a Wrestler, because it's just too essential to the game that's available to us. So there'll always be Create a Wrestler, and even if there wasn't a Create a title anymore, even if there wasn't a Create an Arena anymore, the way that we've gone about doing Universe now inside the WWE Universe, we simply use their arenas, use their titles, but still with our created wrestlers, meaning we can just keep that going and going and going, game after game after game, because all the history is on sheets for me outside of the game. All things, major events, title reigns, how long they were, how many matches people have won, lost, everything, all of that data is kept outside of the game. So even if the worst ever came to the worst and Universe was taken away, I hope that, I know it's a controversial topic, but I hope that that never happens, because to me Universe is these wrestling games now. But even if that was to happen, we could continue with our Universe simply by using the Play Now matches. So we have found our end game. So if you want continuous stories, wrestlers, like all of that stuff, the Universe that has been created is now the place for that. But I don't know why I went off that rant there. Obviously I needed to say that. I didn't feel like I needed to, but it wouldn't have come out my mouth otherwise. So let's lock back into this match. Roman's done alright so far. He's definitely getting the better of Seth Rollins, and once again I cannot see with the editing software, and all of this showcase was recorded around 4 days after the game came out, so this was a long time ago I sat and recorded this now. Corporate, get your words out. Thankfully you guys can see what I'm supposed to be doing in this match as we're going back and forth with Seth. I feel like something like this part of the match right here would be extremely satisfying for our tribal chief, and he's getting the better of Seth in this here, just breaking away from this again. What do you guys think is going to happen? Put your answers down in the comments box with Roman Reigns now. I'm hearing rumours that he's going to come back with a new faction. I'm hearing rumours he's no longer, and Paul Heyman himself has teased this in a promo on Raw with Jey Uso, that maybe Roman is done or about to be done with the Tribal Chief character. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that that could possibly be a thing? And if so, where does Roman really go from there? I feel like that they, by taking the bloodline away from him, have kind of killed a major part of what the Tribal Chief was. That manipulator, gaslighting his cousins and manipulating them into doing things for him to get involved in his matches, this, that and the other. I just wonder if there is anything else that, without giving him another faction, that the Tribal Chief can... How does he thrive? How does he survive in the landscape? Let me know what you guys think. And also, what do you think about the fact that still they're trying to push this thing with Solo becoming the new Tribal Chief? It doesn't have anywhere near the same kind of aura to me. Let me know what you guys think about that too. But at the moment, we are absolutely not falling for Seth Rollins' mind games, and we are completely in control of this match. Boom! Sorry guys. It feels like Roman just kicked me in the mouth now. Seth Rollins. But at the moment, you can see that Roman is growing in confidence in this match. He's taking his time. He's really enjoying putting this beat down on Seth Rollins. And yeah, like I said, he's not falling for any of these mind games. Seth just out on his feet and into the steps he goes again. The Tribal Chief just having fun at this point against his arch nemesis Seth freaking Rollins. Let me throw something out there to you guys. I know this sounds way out of left field at the moment, but maybe not anytime soon, because I think it'd be too big for that. But I foresee a future where Seth Rollins and his new group now will eventually, obviously, capture the World Heavyweight Championship. And I can see Seth going on a major reign, because obviously he's with the Wise Man now. But I think he loses that title to Roman Reigns. That's where I think Roman's going to go. Whether it'll be faction versus faction, whatever, I don't know. But Seth's gonna be the heel and Roman will be the babyface. But I feel like Roman will be that Stone Cold Rebellion kind of babyface in his own way, if that makes sense. But I foresee that. I can see at some point, once we've had our little feel-good factor with Jey Uso being the Yeeting champion, I see Seth eventually taking that title from him. Probably at a major event, a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania. And then I can see Roman coming back and finally getting that win against Seth Rollins and removing the world title from Seth Rollins at the same time. Who knows, even Paul Heyman could do a double turn and we could have a situation where Roman has told the Wise Man to go with Seth Rollins, and that will be a big scheme, and then that was always the long-term plan of Roman Reigns, to lull Seth into a false sense of security, and for Roman to finally be able to pick that win up against Seth Rollins, because it still has not happened yet in the biggest way possible. I can see that happening at some point. Again, let me know what you think about that down below. But at the moment, Seth's still trying to play those mind games, putting out the fist as the Shield used to do, and you can see that it's affecting the Tribal Chief here. He doesn't know whether to fist bump Seth or not. Roman still seemingly cannot let this whole thing go. But you see the camera angle there. The cogs are ticking in the mind of our tribal chief. And no, he's not going to have it. He's going to lock Seth into the guillotine. And Seth has got nowhere to go here. Roman's got the legs grapevine around the midsection as well. Seth's either going to have to tap out or he's going to have to pass out. And Seth is fading here. You see the arm. It stopped flailing around. Seth, though, is trying to drive with those powerful legs to the bottom rope. Will he be able to get there? He's stretching. He's about to tap here, the architect, the visionary. That vision is darkening to black here. As you can see, he's fading. Roman, he's really got this look like hooked in deep now, but Seth gets his hand on the bottom roll. Roman's going to have to break the hold here. He's going to have his 5 count. Will the ref start to use that? He's pleading with the tribal chief right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is Roman going to break the hold? Roman is going to break the hold. But you see once again the frustration that Seth is causing Roman. It's still that little bit of doubt. Can I actually beat this man? That's what that look was saying to me by the tribal chief there. Seth is still in the head of Roman. I can't see what we're supposed to do here. So, yeah, you guys will be able to read that, but right now I can't. And we're just going to continue the punishment on Seth. And Roman just absolutely wiped him out there. Seth can't have much left after that guillotine, I wouldn't have thought. And Roman here may be driven by his anger towards this man. Seems to have found more energy. We see him going for his moves. He's lost a bit of that composure. And the aggression is starting to pour out of our tribal chief right now. And Seth Rollins is not able to do anything about it. Look at Roman go here. Just no playing to the crowd, no taking a minute to drink it all in, to let Seth think about it. No, not even a 1 count there. Roman is just in his bag now. But as I say that, Seth out of nowhere drives Roman down to the mat with the pedigree. He's going to put that arm across the chest. No, he's not. He's going to somehow hook the leg of the tribal chief. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Roman with a 1 count off the pedigree, which still to this day is one of my favourite finishing manoeuvres ever. But maybe I'm a little bit biased because I was a huge Triple H fan back in the day when I was watching wrestling. And Roman, to be honest, which is why I've enjoyed this showcase so much, has been my favourite character since the Triple H days. And like, that seems like we've had a lot of wrestlers in between those reigns, no pun intended. But Triple H, yeah, the game was my favourite and still to this day is. But Roman's been the closest thing to that sort of fandom from me since Triple H. Not all the time, only since he's became the tribal chief, but I think that's the same for a good many of us. But yeah, the pedigree still one of my favourite finishing moves of all time. Here we go now, Superman punch into the corner. Roman ducks the clothesline and absolutely cuts Rollins in half with that spear. And Roman is well and truly in his bag now. He enjoyed that, did the tribal chief. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3. It is done. In this world, Roman does beat Seth Rollins at Royal Rumble 2022, I believe Heyman said it was, and continues his reign just as he did in real life, only this time it wasn't by a disqualification. It was a legitimate clean win over the visionary, a legitimate clean win over the architect, a legitimate clean win over Seth freaking Rollins. People, thank you so much for being here, spending time on the INTERWRESTLING channel again. Thank you for the love and support on this series, on the beginning of our WWE universe as well. As I said earlier, that is not going nowhere. We can just sit and enjoy that now. But thank you for being here for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what you have thoughts going forward. I haven't mentioned it yet, I should do that now. I know this was played on a super easy difficulty. Things have changed in my mind since then. First time doing a showcase mode. Thought I'd just do all the objectives and everything in one sitting. That will not be the case if that's not what you want. In the new game you will get my raw attempts. There may even be unedited videos where I leave all the failures in so you guys can see how I really did trying to get these objectives. Or maybe you get the first take match, whether I win it or lose it, and then I go and complete the objectives off camera so you don't have to sit through that like you've done with these. In any event, let me know what you think of all them things, guys. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate your time so much. I appreciate your support so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all again soon for the next one, but until then, bye.